Greetings and welcome to another edition of Seamless Style, powered by Politics and Polaroids. I'm your host, Mr. Parker. Greetings, and salutations. Welcome to another edition of Seamless Style. This is a refreshed, rejuvenated, and repaired Mr. Parker. So I had a successful first surgery on my left eye, which out of my two eyes was this eye. I was actually legally blind. Believe it or not, I was actually legally blind. All right. But I had a successful surgery. And in 1 month's time, right before Thanksgiving holiday, I will be having surgery on my right eye. All right. The reason I have this eye covered is because when we bruise as human beings, bruises tend to look bad depending on your skin tone. All right. So the lighter you are, the worse bruises tend to look. Right. Well, when you have a bruise in your eye, there's no skin covering the bruise. So anywhere from 2/3 to 3/4 of my eye looks like blood. It just looks like blood. All right. And so that's not a good look, especially with this magnificent ensemble that I'm wearing. So I decided, I'll get a little bit of slick Rick going on around here. All right. Anywho, I digest. This episode is called PPP. All right. Now that's not the loan that some of y'all are running from the government because you haven't paid it back yet. This is not that. PPP stands for Pumpkin Patch Parker. All right. Now, what does that mean? Well, we're at that time of year where the fall season is in full bloom. Our leaves are really starting to turn and be beautiful. Pumpkins are the things of the day. Anybody that serves any type of coffee, any type of comfort food, this is when they bring out their coffee cake. This is when they bring out their pumpkin products. This is when they are heavy on caramel, things of that nature. Apples are very popular this time of year. Shall I say late season apples. So we want to focus on ensembles that us as my Renaissance gentlemen can wear to the pumpkin patch. All right. Hopefully and specifically with our significant others, right? With our lady, because you shouldn't be going to the pumpkin patch with your homie. Now, if you're going to a pumpkin patch with your little son or your little daughter and it's just you, hey, not a problem. You and your partner, you know what I mean? You and your coworker, your homie, y'all going to the pumpkin patch together? Yeah, you Anywho, this is an episode based on what to wear as a Ralph Lauren guy when you're going to the pumpkin patch. All right, when you're going to the pumpkin patch. So I got 3 rigs for you, plus the ensemble I'm wearing. Will give you a total of 4 looks. Now, I do recognize that I had initially said in last week's episode that this week we will focus on homecoming ensembles. But I quickly decided that so many homecomings were already over with, I would just pivot and do that episode a little later on into the holiday season when we start talking about college playoffs, NFL playoffs, things of that nature. All right. So we're going to turn that episode into more of instead of homecoming ensembles, we're going to turn that episode into more so of a holiday playoff gathering ensembles. All right. Now, 3 rigs plus the ensemble I'm wearing gives you a total of 4 looks today. Now, this particular ensemble I'm wearing, the full ensemble is more so of a pumpkin inspired date, right? Not necessarily the pumpkin patch, all right? If I did want to wear this ensemble to a pumpkin patch, I would have to change my footwear, would possibly change my pants, all right? But the way this ensemble is currently constructed, perfect for a fall pumpkin inspired date, all right? Start at the bottom. I broke out the Belgium slippers, all right? The Belgian slippers by Ralph Lauren Purple Label. I broke these out because of the dressy look and feel of them with all of the fall bells and whistles. And what I mean by that is the beautiful hue. The beautiful hue of these slippers, as well as the fact that they're leather. All right. Just a gorgeous piece of footwear for fall ready looks. All right. As far as my hosiery, I have on a pair of blue socks that are 100% wool, a pin dot pattern that is Columbia blue and yellow. All right. Scroll up. I have on another pair of sateen pants. These are in a slate blue, slim fit, natural from ralphlauren.com. Sateen fabric, perfect fit if you buy the right size. I went with a Ralph Lauren Purple Label belt with the RL logo and the cognac leather strap. I have on a plaid spread collared sports shirt with beautiful fall hues. There's some purple in there. There's a little bit of green. There's a little bit of navy. There's a little bit of Columbia blue. Beautiful fall colors in this spread collared sports shirt. Attached to that, I have a tweed necktie, all right, in an olive green. Ruffles at the 45-degree ballast, which gives it a very rustic look. All right, it's fringed on the ballast. And then on top of that, I have on a full zip Cowichan cardigan. All right. Cowichan made, cream based, white cream based, deck wash white based, navy, Columbia blue, slate blue, pair of eagles on the front and the back, woven to perfection by the Cowichan people, dual zippered. This piece is one of those, right? I finished the look off with several bracelets, my wood barrel watch, my double RL flat cap, and an eye patch. All right, an eye patch that is wonderfully color coordinated with this ensemble. All right, and again, this ensemble is wonderful and perfect for a date, right? Whether it's a coffee date, you know you're getting a pumpkin spice latte, whether it's some type of restaurant date, lunch, early dinner, coffee cake, pancakes on the brain, or something to that effect. This is the ensemble that's perfect for that look. Now, fragrance of the ensemble, Ralph's Club. Now, why did I choose to go with Ralph's Club? Well, it's very simple. One, it's a supremely manly fragrance. It is fall ready, fall friendly. And the main reason is because it's very long lasting. In my fact opinion, Ralph's Club is the longest lasting fragrance in the Ralph Lauren fragrances line. In my experience, Ralph Lauren fragrances all last pretty long. That could just be them mixing great with me. I don't know. But this one lasts absolutely the longest. All right. Furthermore, it's strong enough to withstand being outside, right? But it's not overpowering. Okay. It's not overpowering. It's something that most people's palates will enjoy to the point that they will inquire about it. But it's not like the original OG Polo Green where one spray too many and now you smell like you took a bath in it. You're not going to have that problem with Rouse Club. Okay. So if you don't have any Rouse Club in your arsenal, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Grab Rouse Club today. Perfect fragrance for this ensemble as well as this episode. Without any further ado, man, y'all ready? Me too. Man, let's go. Now for our first rig, we feature an ensemble that is perfect and tailor-made for late season apple picking. All right. So if you can find a farm, which most of them still are, but if you find a farm that has the late season apples and you're still able to pick, this is a perfect ensemble for that. But it also works for the pumpkin patch as well. All of our rigs work for the pumpkin patch. Okay, so we're not going to have to keep revisiting that. But this particular ensemble also perfect for apple picking. All right. This ensemble features a sweater that I purchased when I first started my Ralph Lauren journey. All right. Maybe about 18 months, 2 years at the most into my Ralph Lauren journey. I bought this sweater in either an XLT or a 2XLT. I think it was a 2XLT. There was one significant difference between this sweater then and this sweater now in a size large. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that this one big difference is because it was different in big and tall than in traditional sizes. All right. But let's start at the bottom. Our footwear, we pulled out the Polo Country boat shoes. All right. Now, the thing about these Polo Country boat shoes is they're boat shoes, but from a look and feel and how they wear, they're more of a low cut boot. Okay. One thing we kind of don't talk about enough is how close a boat shoe actually is to being a dressier shoe, right? Especially if you're talking about a leather boat shoe. That said, there's nothing dressy about this shoe. It looks like a boot, and it's perfect that it's under Polo Country because it looks like a boot and it feels and wears like a boot. Brown leather, two-tone. The side panels are a canvas. The boat shoestrings in the side, and as well as the laces on the tongue. Just a wonderful pair of footwear, tailor-made for walking through grass, through pumpkin patches, and through apple orchards. Okay. Hosiery, I went with ribbed socks in an olive green with an orange big pony. I can either scrunch these socks down, wear them all the way up, or I can actually tuck the bottom of my pants into the socks if I so choose. All three of those looks work fine, just depending on how I feel that day. Scroll up. Our trousers, twill, slim fit, cargo pants. Close to the pants cargo pockets, they are still functional. However, they're not bulky and utilitarian like most cargo pants. They are slim cut. These pants are 100% twill to the point that they look and feel almost suede. Gurkha hued belt, by Polo Blue Label. If you scroll up, we have an OCBD, an Oxford cloth button down in a wonderful fall hued plaid pattern. All right. We have Ralph Red. We have a light rustic orange. We have a little bit of navy, a little bit of Columbia blue, a little bit of yellow, and a little bit of green. Attached to that is a Donegal tweed wool necktie. All right. I would say the necktie is optional. I just did it because why the F not? I think it looks great with this ensemble, but it's not something that's necessary for this look. And then over top of that, we have this oatmeal based quarter button mock turtleneck sweater. All right. Oatmeal in hue with a wonderful fall/holiday inspired Nordic pattern over the top half of the sweater. All right. The beautiful Nordic snowflake in brown, green, and gold, along with other Nordic patterns that have a little bit of red in them, some more green, and even a little bit of blue. Now, the big difference between the original that I had almost 13, 14 years ago and this one here is that this one has brown suede elbow patches. All right. The brown suede elbow patches, in my opinion, takes this sweater from a really nice piece to have in your arsenal to a featured wonderful piece to have in your arsenal. This is one of those times where elbow patches truly make a difference, and not only how this piece looks, but how you decide to style it. Okay. When I originally had the 2XLT, I remember I bought a pair of classic fit wide well corduroy pants by Polo Blue Label and a pair of boots, what I like to call the knockoff duck boots that Ralph Lauren was making back in the day. And I also had a pair of Rangers that I wore with it. And it was a decent ensemble, but nothing compared to what we have here. Now, finish this look off with a canvas messenger bag. This particular canvas messenger bag is of an orange hue with brown leather. All right. And it's perfect for adding additional apples to your bag once your basket is full. All right. Now, we're not scammers. Of course, we're going to pay for the additional apples. But from a standpoint of getting extra apples without having to feel like we're overloading our basket, and just the overall look of it, the vibe, that's why we're doing that. All right. That's why we're doing it. All right. So again, perfect for the pumpkin patch, but also works wonderful for those late season apple farms that still allow for apple picking right now. Now, our second rig, this is going to be a minimalist favorite. All right. This is going to be a minimalist favorite. Also, for any gent that is a big LL Bean fan, a big Double RL fan, a big workwear fan, this is going to be your ensemble of choice. All right. As far as LL Bean, workwear, Double RL, I would not consider myself a big fan, but I am a fan. Right? I am a fan. And being able to put those vibes together to go on this specific type of date, it's going to make you even more of the man than you already are. Okay? I'm just telling you, it is. Let's start at the bottom. Obviously, and first and foremost, bean boots. All right. Bean boots. Now, I put my low cut LL Bean boots to use in this ensemble. Whether you have an 8, a 10, or a 12-inch shafted LL Bean boot, doesn't matter. Bean boots work with this ensemble, no matter the size or style of your bean boot. All right. Like I said, I went with the low cut versions. Beautiful brown hued, traditional looking bean boot. Hosiery, I went with wine socks with a pin dot pattern. All right, 100% wool. So the big brother of the socks that I am wearing. All right, scroll up. Polo Blue Label wool flannel trousers, herringbone donegal specs, button fly with one flat cargo pocket on the right thigh. These particular pants, especially once I took them to what is widely known as the greatest tailor ever created. Once I took them to New and she hooked these up, these pants are top 5, dead or alive. All right. It's not up for debate. It's not up for discussion. These pants are incredible. If there is a sports coat or, in hindsight, a suit jacket that goes with these trousers, I have got to have it. Anywho, went with a Boy Scout style belt here. Brown strap with the PRL buckle in the center. We did a cream colored turtleneck sweater by Polo Blue Label, ribbed at the sleeves, waist, and neck. And then on top of that, we threw on this beautiful Rugby Ralph Lauren corduroy sports coat. This beautiful 3-button single vented corduroy sports coat has tan leather elbow patches, has a mallard motif on a green base under the throat latched lapel collar of this essential, right? This essential. If you are going to a pumpkin patch, if you are doing anything that is outdoor this time of year that calls for this style or type of ensemble, the corduroy sports coat is your best friend. All right. It's your best friend. It's going to keep you from overdressing. It's going to keep your ensemble from looking overdressed, right? But yet it's still going to be stylish. It's still going to be a conversation needle mover, right? That's what a corduroy sports coat does, especially at this time of year, right? Especially at this time of year. If you don't have any corduroy sport coats in your arsenal, I don't know what you're doing. But at this point in your journey, you should have one. If not, hit me up and I'll give you some pointers and some tips on what to look for, how to look for it when it comes to corduroy sports coats, okay? Because I have quite a few and all of them are, for lack of a better word, fantastic, all right? But like I said, this ensemble gives off that perfect outdoor, sophisticated, smart, yet country gentleman vibe that you're looking for when it comes to this particular type of outing. For our last rig, we featured the trucker jacket. All right. Now, everybody does not have a suede trucker jacket. I understand that. I get it. If you have the traditional, iconic denim trucker jacket, it still works in this scenario. All right. It still works in this ensemble. The trucker jacket is one of the greatest and low key, well, I'm going to say not so low key at this point. The trucker jacket is one of the greatest and not so low key outerwear pieces that is supremely versatile and just perfect for this time of year. A trucker jacket can be dressed up, it can be dressed down, and everywhere in between, you can get away with a trucker jacket. All right. You can do a trucker jacket with shorts, with sweats. You can do a trucker jacket with suit trousers. You can do a trucker jacket with an ascot, with a bow tie, with a necktie. You can do a trucker jacket with a turtleneck. Listen, there are so many ways you can style a trucker jacket. And everything I just spoke on, I'm talking about the denim version, right? The more iconic, the more popular, the more seen denim version. So imagine if you're talking about a suede trucker jacket. Same scenario, you know where we are. Pumpkin Patch Parker, start at the bottom. I switched it up a little bit, went with a pair of sneakers. But this particular pair of sneakers is one of your more dressier pair of sneakers on the market, period. All right. Polo Blue Label suede sneakers. All right. Beautiful, beautiful snuff suede, white sneaker sole. Simple, plain, yet supremely stylish and elegant. All right. So stylish and so elegant that it works here with the trousers. But before we get to the trousers, our hosiery are the wine pin dot wool socks that I told you was in rig 2. That's actually in this rig, right? As I put on the screen, rig 2 actually has the pheasant socks in the ruby red. All right. Scroll up. We have a pair of rugby Ralph Lauren wool flannel trousers. All right. Before I got these to my tailor, these were supremely baggy and classic fit. Now they have a wonderful slim fit, a gorgeous taper. All right. Your cargo pockets are still flat and on the legs for a stylish, borderline dressy look. A houndstooth pattern with some orange striping inside of the chocolate brown hue of these pants gives it a wonderful outdoor, dressy outdoor look that just fits the overall aesthetic and fits the overall vibe of what we're doing here. Now, before we scroll up, the reason I did not put a belt on was to punish myself, because it is long overdue that I have a snuff suede belt by Ralph Lauren, and I still have not broken down and bought one yet. But that is the absolute best and perfect belt to wear with this ensemble. So because I don't have one yet, because I've been an idiot, then I said, you know what? I'm not going to put one on there, and I'm going to punish myself. All right. But in a perfect world, that's exactly what we have. All right. We have a silver roll buckle, snuff suede belt by Polo Blue Label, sitting here just color coordinating with the sneakers and our jacket and our cap. All right. Scroll up. OCBD in a Southern Mint. No neckwear. Over top of this OCBD, we have a Pima Cotton V-neck sweater by Polo Blue Label in a wonderful forest college green with an actual mint polo player on the left chest as well. And then over top of that, we have our suede trucker jacket. All right. Snuff suede trucker jacket, size large, true to size. Everything about a trucker jacket is here. The difference is this is not denim, this is suede. All right. To finish the look off, we want our Polo Blue Label leather tam baker's cap. You can add a pair of sunglasses to this look, either tucked in your OCBD or tucked on the V of your sweater. All right. Just for an added look of sophistication. All right. Your bag game can be squared away when it comes to this look. But this entire vibe, because of the footwear, because of the fabrics used, when we talk, we got quite a bit of suede and leather here. The hues are perfect, again, for the pumpkin patch. But this is more so that somewhat upscale pumpkin patch, right? This may not be the farm pumpkin patch where there are actual roosters and chickens walking around. There are actual pigs over there and cows in this huge field over here. This is more so the pumpkin patch where you go to buy the pumpkins, right? And they have a nice little quaint cafe in the open space log cabin over here, right? They even serve some scones, some croissants, maybe even nice luncheons on Saturdays and Sundays. Something like that. A little more to do at this particular pumpkin patch, that's when this look is A1. And that's another episode in the books. All right, man. So PPP, Pumpkin Patch Parker. What'd you guys think, man? Which ensemble was your favorite look? Which ensemble is more descriptive of you and who you are currently as a Ralph Lauren guy? If you're going to hold my feet to the fire, I would probably say that I love all four looks. All four looks represent me. My favorite look is the ensemble I'm wearing. However, the corduroy sports coat ensemble, just very comfortable look. That entire look is kind of like, it's kind of like your aunt's baked mac and cheese of comfort ensembles. Super comfortable, man. The turtleneck sweater, the corduroy sports coat that's not too tailored but fits well. It isn't baggy whatsoever. The tailored yet comfortable and roomy feeling wool flannel half cargo trousers, and the duck boots. It's kind of like, man, you can do anything in this look at this time of year specifically and just feel like it's going to be an amazing day. All right. But my favorite look of the ensemble is probably what I'm wearing. Cowichan sweaters, full zip cardigans, dual zipped, the comfort level of this sweater. I love the sateen pants. I'm hoping more drop in different hues so that I can get more. These Belgian slippers, from a comfort level and from a looks level. Out of all of the slippers I own are my favorite slippers because they're the most versatile, right? So, overall, and then when I get an opportunity to wear my double RL flat cap, this particular cap specifically, I'm typically a happy camper. All right. Anywho, I digest. A lot going on in the world. I don't feel like talking about it today, man. Some of the stuff is comical. Some of the stuff is kind of scary. I don't feel like talking about it today, but I think I will address a few things in a few shorts and behind the scenes upcoming over the next couple of weeks. But as far as today, man, this is a great day. This is a wonderful episode, and I just don't feel like going there, man. All right. So what I need for you to do is I need for you to hit that like. I need for you to hit that subscribe, and I need for you to tell a friend, man, because we here out in the pumpkin patch. It's the great pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Artists paint pictures, haters paint narratives. Y'all have a good one.